Way.
I love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Yeah, nothing too much on my side. Can't complain. Uh, Birthday's tomorrow. Excited for that. So
Nice.
just trying to get it all organized on my side. Yeah.
Nice,
Finally
nice.
took off of work, so that's that. I definitely don't want to be working while while it's my birthday, so we're good
Right.
to go.
Well, happy birthday, man. Enjoy
Thank
it.
you, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So basically, I wanted to get your opinion on this, not like situation, but just how help me navigate through this thing that I'm trying to work through. So here's the rundown. Back in February of this year, one of my good friends invited me to a birthday party for one of his friends. So I was going to meet basically all his friends that I didn't know before. So I made a lot of new mutual friends at that party. So the main thing what I'm trying to get at is that there was this one girl I saw at the party who basically caught my eye more than any of the others that were there.
Right.
And we hit it off really well. But I didn't want to pursue anything with her at that time because she did mention the fact that she was taken. But so I didn't like want to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So then fast forward late last month, late June, we get together again for a World Cup watch party. And then I saw her for the first time since then, but we stayed in touch through Instagram and stuff, so we weren't like strangers again or anything like that. So then we see her, and then she mentioned the fact that most of her friends, because I didn't keep that much in touch with her, but then everyone was like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Long story short, she broke up with her boyfriend that she talked about earlier. And then the reason why they broke up was because he was giving like zero effort in the relationship, even though they were together for almost a year.
Right.
And basically, like, she gave us like an example, like she got like a really bad allergic reaction, and then he didn't care at all until after she took herself to the hospital and all that stuff. And like that was like the straw that broke the camel's back and everything. But long story short, I told my friend to go talk to her and basically see if there's a mutual interest on her side as well. And then she told him that she doesn't oppose if I were to ask her out on a date, but that she just wants to make sure that she has her bases covered. And he said, in my opinion, just be direct with her, ask her out, and then just go from there because she likes bold, direct approaches. So, well, how would you advise me to go about this whole situation?
How long has she been broken up with the ex?
They broke up, I think it was the middle of June or just before I saw her. So it was like either mid to late June. So fairly recently. She's still like just out of the relationship.
And they were together for a year?
Yeah, a year and a month, 13 months.
A year and what? Oh, in a month. Okay.
Yeah, a year and 1 month, yeah.
Your question is how to play the situation?
Yeah, because I don't want to like come off too strong, like while she just got freshly out of the relationship, and my friend already told me that she's already has like other like, and she told me before, like even before I asked them, that she actually has like other dates planned with other people. But like she's still like trying to get like new to the dating scene after about a year, but I don't want to like come off as like too strong from the get-go.
Okay.
Because my friend told me that when he brought me up in conversation that I could be an option for her, she said that she was surprisingly shocked, but she also wouldn't mind if I were to ask her out on a date. So she's not like this, like, no, like, you know, like no, not interested kind of thing. She is interested. That's what she told my friend. But, you know, she said, but my friend told me to just make sure I just put my best foot forward. And that's like his advice. But I just want to make sure I just go through this the right way so that way it doesn't just end up, one, ruining a friendship, and then two, making things awkward. That's like some of the things I just want to avoid.
How would you make things awkward?
I guess it's just an overreaction thing where, like, if I go out with her and it doesn't go right, then maybe that would just be awkward in the future or something like that. It's just more or less of trying to be, like, perfect even though nothing can be perfect kind of situation.
No, I'm trying to
It's
understand
just
what about the situation would make things awkward if you asked her out? Are y'all like in the same friend group or something?
yeah, no. We're in the same friend group. There's nothing awkward about it. She basically told our mutual friend that if I were to ask her out, she wouldn't say no. Like she'll entertain it. That's what she told him. So it's not like it's like not gonna happen. She says she would be interested if I would ask her out. My thing is that I just want to make sure I do it the right way. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. How old are you two?
So here's the one thing. She normally doesn't go for guys younger than her, but we're only a year difference. She's 20. She'll be 28, and I'll be 27 tomorrow.
Okay. All right. How long? When was your last date? How long has it been?
My last date,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think about a month, or a month and a half ago.
How did that go? And how did you meet her?
It went well. Well, that other person I met through just on Hinge, just on a dating app, and we just had just one date. It went as good as it can be, but then like it just fizzled out right after. But it was a good date. It just I guess after the date, it just didn't just work out after that.
Why do you think it didn't work out?
Um, to be honest, I'm not sure because when I was on the date, in my perspective, it went well. We had a great conversation. We got along really well. Had a lot of interest. But then, just out of the blue, for some reason, when I'm like trying to plan something else, they just went ghost, like point blank. Like I can't give an explanation as to why because I thought everything went well after it, but that's what happened.
Gotcha. Yeah, normally that's a sign it didn't go well.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. So I've been talking to my content lately about this idea of animation, meaning like a lot of times you have certain beliefs or goals that are conscious or unconscious that animate you, meaning you have a particular goal and then that influences your behavior, it influences your conversational threads and your overall energy. One thing that you don't want to animate you is a goal of I need to impress this person or it needs to go perfectly or I must have this person. Because when you're animated by that goal, you start to be performative. You start to be in your head. And when you're in your head, you're depriving yourself of present moment energy, which is where all the magic happens. You have to overcome this belief that you have to impress people or do things the right way for them to like you because it will lead to you not being authentic. And even if they do like you, you don't know if they like you for you. Eventually, the mask must drop. And if you are coming in a performative way and that mask drops or you stop the performance, they may not like you anymore. Okay? So the first mistake here, because you were animated in that way, you sent your friend to do recon work for you. You could have just talked to her yourself, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say They did invite me as like a trio to go watch. So basically, the day when they were having that conversation about me being as a potential date for her, I was actually supposed to be with them that day. So regardless, I was gonna ask her on that day if I was gonna be there, but I had a prior commitment, so I couldn't show up to it. So my friend basically did it while I wasn't there. And he just said, yeah, don't worry, man, I got you. I'll ask her when I'm there. I'll bring you up in conversation when it's right, and I'll let you know what she says. And then that's how I got that information.
I kind of call bullshit on that. I think that because that doesn't connect to what is animating you. What's animating you matches perfectly with you asking your friend to do some recon work. I think you wanted that to happen. You wanted him to do recon work. Everything about what you're describing is you playing things super safe. Right or wrong?
No, you're on the dot. Yeah, you're
Okay.
right.
Okay. So it's important to own that though, because you want to tell the truth about yourself because that's how you grow. If you start rationalizing stuff and letting yourself off the hook, you're going to hit a glass ceiling in your development. So you grow faster if you can tell yourself the painful truths. Okay.
Sure.
So you chose the safe option of like letting your friend. You're trying to minimize risks. So you sent your friend. But here's the thing though, like if she knew that you sent your friend, and generally speaking, it doesn't always play out this way.
Mhm.
But if she knew that you sent your friend to check to see if she liked you when both of you are close to 30, that would register as unattractive. There's exceptions to that. Some may find it cute, but generally speaking, that would register as unattractive. Why? Because you know how, if you look at how animals mate, right? There's like a mating ritual. Normally, it's like the strongest of the male species that typically gets the female. Whether the men fight, whether there's some display of colorful wings, or who can be the best singer, right? Different species have different mating rituals. Females, when I say females, I mean like women and just the female species of all species, right? Tend to vet for strength because a lot of our survival historically, or women's survival historically, is predicated upon choosing well. Okay. So part of our mating ritual, the first test is, do you have the balls to approach? That's the first test. Guys hate that shit. But it's like, that's the first test. Do you have the balls to do the risky thing? It may not go in your favor, but at least you are operating from a position of alignment, internal and external alignment. That's where you want to be. You always want to have internal and external alignment. Okay. So the guys who play it safe tend to miss out on opportunities because the guy who's not playing it safe is typically the one who wins in that mating ritual. Okay. So you need to have a better mindset, belief system, and goal that will animate you in a way that makes you come across as more attractive. All right. You finding out, like, if she's single and if she is actually interested in dating is something that is, it's not weird. Like, you're just attracted to her. She might reject it, sure, but that's just part of the game. This is why I tell guys to like just be social and just talk to a lot of people, not necessarily romantically, but just like engage people. And because you kind of get into this, like, usually if you're limited on options, you kind of fall into this mentality. Okay. Because when you are limited in options, you start pedestalizing one person. That's called one-itis, right? It kind of makes you anxious. It causes you to overthink. That doesn't mean go
Yeah.
out there and date multiple women at a time if you don't want to do that, but it does mean that you should be living a lifestyle where you do have optionality.
Sure.
Okay. So, um, a better thought that will animate you is just you go after what you want. That's the masculine position always. Go after what you want. You'll be more proud of yourself for going after what you want, regardless of the outcome. If your outcome,
Understood.
if the goal that's animating you is getting the girl, then that sets you up to lose. Because if you don't get the girl, then you lose. Your self-esteem takes a hit, right? But
Yeah.
if what is animating you is you just go after what you want, then it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Because no matter what happens, you still win,
Yeah.
right?
It's a perfect way to think about it for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you start building a more, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Anti-fragile identity, where even if things don't go your way, you still benefit from it, right? So the way to play it is to just tell her that you're interested in her. You could even make a joke out of it. Just let her know you're interested in her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because I was good. I was gonna let her know. Maybe not this week, but like Monday of next week, I'm like super busy. But and she's busy too. So I think she works for like the government or something. Though, so like she's like always busy. But essentially, I'm gonna ask her out next week, and then I'll plan something for the Saturday of that week or the Friday or whenever she's free. Because the thing for me was that I guess what I'm trying to say is this: I'm not trying to ask like how to make a good first impression because I've already done that. We're not strangers anymore. But
Right.
I guess trying to make like a good second or third impression.
Right.
But this time in a more romantic setting than just being friends is what I'm trying to get at.
Don't even think about impressions at all. Because that means that your focus is still external.
Gotcha.
Your focus is still on her. If your focus is on her, then you're ignoring your own experience. Like when I tell guys when we're talking about approaching women, it's like what is animating you should be the goal of just seeing if you like each other. Because now it's framed as a discovery, not you trying to do something. Right? You're just here to enjoy the interaction and see if you like each other. And if you determine that you like each other, then you escalate. You ask her out. Right? The meta skill is really just being able to tolerate discomfort. I've been talking about that a lot too. Because what underpins a lot of this stuff is kind of programmed to like follow the formula, which is if something feels bad, you avoid it.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
But you have to be comfortable doing that because you grow so much when you do it. That's why facing your fears are important. It's not comfortable to face a fear, but when you on the other side of fear, you become a bigger version of yourself.
100%.
Fear keeps you small. Facing your fear allows you to become self-actualized and actually reach your potential. Right? So as far as if we ground this into practical terms, this is a very simple thing, brother. Just talk to her, let her know that you're interested. And then if it seems like if it's mutual, then you just escalate. You just ask her out, right? Now, the red flag in this situation is that she was in a 1-year-long relationship, which she is 1 month removed from, and she's actively dating. That's normal. In our culture, people do that all the time, but the timing ain't the best. Because depending on what your goals are, like if you're looking for a relationship, not ideal. Not ideal. Because they haven't fully emotionally processed the previous relationship.
I was going to say, like, what ideal timing would you say would be better?
So even that question falls in line with you pedestalizing this person. Because this woman is not special. She's just the only option that you see right now.
Well, there are other people I'm talking to, but this is like the first. So like the other people I mean is like those I see like on like an online sense. This other girl I'm talking about is the only one from the options I have where she's like from the app, like through a mutual friend, like the old school way, if that makes sense.
Okay, so why is that? Why does that matter?
Because I like it that way better. Because like I prefer it that way. You know, like the other ones, because you know that's just how it is for modern dating apps and all that stuff. But the only reason why I think I'm pedestalizing this one more than the others is that this is the type of like organic relationship that I'm looking for, like to actually meet somebody.
Cool. So then you should get off dating apps then, because you're not in alignment with dating apps, and you should build a life where you can meet more women like her.
Gotcha.
Your problem is upstream of this situation.
Yeah.
You're focusing on the downstream effects of you not being in alignment. So if you want to meet women organically, then why are you meeting them digitally? So
only have it that exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're just out of alignment. So you gotta get in alignment. That solves the one-itis problem. Doesn't mean not to pursue this woman, but I'm just saying like when you have one-itis and when you like pedestalize a particular person, you put too much pressure on the connection.
I got you.
They can feel that pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you're saying it that way. Now I definitely see what you're saying in that sort of aspect, so it makes a lot more sense.
So like do both. Like pursue her, but then also at the same time start building a life where you can start to form more of these type of connections. So you don't put any pressure on one particular connection. You're not even thinking about timing.
Gotcha.
The worst thing for you to do is be like, if I tell you, oh, 3 months, you're like, all right, 3 months, and you just wait. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that.
I got you.
So yeah, just talk to her, flirt with her a bit. You know what I mean? Have fun with her. Give her spark and safety. You know, you called in a few times, so you know my philosophy.
Yeah.
If she seems, I mean, you already kind of got a green light because of the recon work that your friend did. Even though I disagree with that, I mean, let's use it.
Sure. Yeah, I
Let's
got
use
you. I
it
got
since
you.
you've already gotten that
I
data.
got that.
So
Yeah.
that should embolden you to go ahead and ask her out. I'm just telling you, like, even if she does go on a date with you, it ain't the best situation considering that she's 1 month removed from a 1 year long relationship, which means that she is dating people to regulate herself, meaning she's trying to make herself feel better through dating other people. So
Understood. Yeah.
she's using people to bypass grief or emotional processing.
I got you.
And
That makes a lot of sense.
you're kind of volunteering to play that role in her life. Now
Yeah.
it could, and this does happen, it could transition to like you asking her out. She's using you to regulate, but she likes you, and y'all end up in a relationship. That's possible. It does happen. It's
Sure.
just there's a higher probability that even if it does go that way, those aren't the best people to be with because typically when that does happen, the person just can't be alone.
I
And if the
understand.
person can't be alone, then that's going to manifest as certain negative experiences relationally. So just give me the
Yeah.
full lay of the land. But like, if you want to
Yeah,
pursue her,
that's
go
fine.
ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, in all honesty, I'm not like expecting this to just like I'm not going into this situation like expecting to end up like as the end goal to be in a relationship with this person. I'm just trying to see like go with the flow with it. You know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, whatever.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
I'm not putting pressure on myself or for her just for to have a certain end goal. You know, just for all I'm thinking about is let's just go out for like one date.
Okay.
If sparks fly, we'll go with it. If not, no harm, no foul.
Talk to me.
That's how I'm
Talk to me about that last date though. What did y'all do? So you met Shorty on a date now. What did y'all do?
Yeah. So what happened was we were discussing. So how I got it organized was that we were just talking about favorite cuisines that we liked,
Mm-hmm.
and she mentioned I think she said she's like been all over like Europe and like Africa or something like that. I think it was like more like Europe. But like I told her, let's go to this one cuisine that she hasn't had before. I think it was like I think she didn't have like Thai. I think it was Thai food that we had. Yeah. It was a Taiwanese restaurant. So we just had some Thai food, and then I think after that we were debating on if she was gonna stay here for long because she was only gonna be here for until the end of summer. She was visiting family. So
Okay.
we thought, hey, it's probably not going to materialize into like a long relationship, but let's just have some fun while we're at it. Like I don't see no problem with that. So
Gotcha.
then we just had the date, had some food, went and walked around the city,
Did you
and
did you
then
escalate physically on this date? Did you
yeah,
escalate?
yeah, 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 yeah. We escalated physically.
What'd you do?
Not to the point where like we had our first kiss or anything, but just like lots of holding hands. She's like grabbing my arms and everything. But dropped her off at their house, and then right after that, I haven't heard back from her. So
Okay.
that's pretty much how it ended.
All right. I got you. All right. Yeah. Knowing now that she was leaving by end of summer, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Whenever you see that type of situation, usually they're trying to get it in.
Probably.
You know what I mean? So you just
Yeah.
described a very romantic evening, which is great. That's great for a woman who like is looking for something serious, sure. That ain't this though.
No.
More than
No,
likely, that ain't
definitely
this.
not. No.
So you probably didn't hear back from her because she's trying to go ahead and get right before
Exactly.
looking for a little fling. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
so that was just, and if you're not looking for that, like no one's saying that you have to do that, obviously, but it's like
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
she likely was looking for, and you were kind of giving boyfriend energy, so that's probably why you didn't hear back.
Most likely.
But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
In any case, yeah, I'll keep you posted if with whatever happens, and then push comes to shove. If this turns out to be something cool, fine, let's run with it. If not, then it's okay. I don't have any strings attached to it. I'm not trying to escalate this into anything like have an angle. Like I said earlier, just trying to go with the flow, see what it's like, and then I'll keep you posted with what happens. Okay.
My man. Talk to you soon, brother.
Talk to you soon, brother. Take care.
Right,
Have a good night.
All right. Who's next?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. What can I do for you?
I just had a question. Is because it's so crazy that I joined the live. As soon as y'all were talking about something that I kind of struggle with, and that's like putting people on a pedestal. So, I kind of wanted to ask is because how he was saying like the young lady just got out of a relationship and probably moving on to the next thing or whatever. I kind of saw that with a guy that I just previously dated.
Okay.
So like while we were dating, I figured, of course, like I was talking to other people, but not seeing anyone physically. As opposed to him, he was seeing someone physically, talking, whatever you want to call it. And I think like they broke things off a week before we actually dated. Which is what I found out later on. And I think once we broke things off, like not even a week or so later, like he was already on dating apps and, trying to move forward from the situation. And so just to land the plane, my question is like, I've just now started to find interest in someone that I wanted to date, but I'm still like not even completely open. So am I like prolonging my healing process? Like, is it just, and I hate to compare it to his, but it's like, am I allowing the situation to weigh more than it should?
Kind of confused. No, you're good. You're good. It was actually pretty tight. but okay. I'm trying to understand the question though. So are you saying that because your situation ended with him and you're now interested in somebody else, are you like kind of moving too fast? Like basically occupying the same position as the woman in the previous caller's story?
Yes.
Okay.
So, would a timeline kind of help?
Sure.
Yeah. So let's say, okay, February, we started dating May of last year, officially, and then we broke up October of last year. So very short, but for some reason it weighed a little too heavy than I wanted it to. And so as of now, I just met someone in May that I started to, we both started to pursue each other. Rather, they started to date someone, I want to say around January or so. I hate that I know this information, but yeah.
So your previous connection ended in October of last year. May of this year, you connected with somebody else?
Yes.
And you're still seeing that person now?
Not quite. No, we had a little disturbance in the connection, so I kind of stepped away for a little bit.
So you're asking, are you in the proper position to date anybody right now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's not quite this simple, but usually the longer you're with somebody, the more time it's going to take to kind of like get back right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about someone that you met in May, which was like what, 2 months ago?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm just never a fan of like moving too fast, and I feel like I keep equating like I'm trying to still figure out or like process exactly not even what they did wrong in the past connection, but what I did wrong.
Right.
And it's kind of like, people say not to get closure from someone, but it's like, how can I actually be accountable moving forward if I don't know, in perspective what I did wrong, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Let's talk about it. Why did both of those connections end?
So for the most previous one, we're just going about our day, and he sends like a picture of this jewelry that's on his nightstand, and he's like, "Hey, just in case you're looking for this, I have it here." And I'm like, "That's not my piece of jewelry."
Uh-oh.
Typically where I would get it maybe a little off put, I'm like, "Hey, like I'm not mad about it, but that's not mine, and I don't know what to tell you." And so instead of like trying to investigate or go through his phone or do any of that, I was just like, maybe we just need to kind of slow this down a little bit, and I'll let you figure out whatever you need to figure out. Um, and
And
then for
that
the
was the
connection,
October guy,
no, that was the May guy.
most recent. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So for the October guy, he moved here from New York, and immediately whenever he moved here, we moved in together. Not the best decision, I know, lessons learned. However, there were some instances where the trust was fractured, and like there wasn't any physical contact outside, but obviously there was like external like validation that was happening. And so the second time that happened, I just kind of cut the connection loose. His reasoning for completely ending the connection was that he was no longer in love. And I'm like, okay. That was hard to hear, but I was like, okay.
So
So yeah.
how was he getting external validation? What specifically happened? What did you find?
So for his particular well, I'll just say it. He was a manager at a gym
Uh-huh.
or a general manager at a gym.
All right.
And so for the gym to be opening, they have to go out in the community and do like pre-sales. So as he was doing those pre-sales, he would get personal contact information from the women that he was encountering. I mean, men and women, don't get me wrong. But I know one instance he went outside and just made a phone call to one of them. He was asking for personal, their Instagrams, not for the gym, but for him. And the straw that broke the camel's back was, he had a conversation. We were already kind of rocky in this sense. Like, he wasn't transparent about something with his coworker. I don't want to go into that. And then the second time was he reached out to another young lady. And I mean, this is at 10 o'clock at night to have a conversation about, supposedly about his job, but it wasn't about his job. So after that phone call, I just kind of cut it loose.
Gotcha. Okay. So how did you meet both of these guys?
For the first gentleman, TikTok. I hate to say it. But for the second gentleman, I met him at an album release party.
Gotcha. TikTok guy.
Yes.
How soon after connecting did y'all move in together?
So we connected in January. We moved in together in May.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't need any closure in these situations. It sounds like they're pretty straightforward.
They are, but I think where I get glued is like, because, I mean, in the midst of that, he called me controlling, and then just to kind of fall out of love without letting me know that, like, I was blindsided by that. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, well, why didn't you say anything? Like, so, I mean, for the instances of where the trust was fractured, I definitely spoke up and said something, but it's like, if you, like, what led you to actually feeling that way? You know what I
I
mean?
could tell you. So this is a helpful mental model.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever things move very quickly, it is because one or both parties are fantasy projecting.
Okay.
So they're not in love with you per se. They're in love with who they think you are.
Yeah.
So like you talk, how old are you by the way?
I'm 27.
Okay. So you take like a narcissist, for example. I hate to even mention narcissists.
You're fine.
I hate
Trust
to
me, I
even
get it.
I
You're
hate
good.
to even mention it. But they're known for fantasy projecting. Like
Mm.
they love bomb real quick, right? Love bombing is always a sign of that too. So they love bomb real quick. They're trying to. I'll give you an example. Someone in my family I won't name was married to a narcissist, like legitimately narcissist, not just someone who was mean, like legitimately a narcissist, right?
Mm.
And a couple of months into dating this woman, he like got her name tatted, big as hell, like on his rib cage.
Mm.
That ain't somebody who's love bombing because they're trying to like manipulate you. That's someone who truly does believe they're in love with you. So
Okay.
they fantasy project onto you. They're not really engaging you. They're not really in love with you. They're in love with who they think you are. And then the reason why shit goes bad with a narcissist is because after experiencing you over time, they go into it thinking you're perfect and they're madly in love with you. They get more data on who you are. Their perception of you is grounded, and now they're like, you lied to me. So now I got to get you because you lied to me. I thought you were perfect. Now I see you're not perfect. You deceived me, right? Now, in your situation, this is not a narcissist per se, but I'm just saying that that same mechanism of fantasy projecting is
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you see things move that quickly. Whenever there's like a roller coaster experience where things like move very fast, like things go up real quick, there's always a crash coming. Always. It might as well be the equivalent of like the law of gravity. You know what I mean? It's when things go up really fast, they're going to go down really fast. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that you can take from that experience. Is there should be like a kind of a gradual climb that makes sense. Does it make sense to know somebody for a handful of months and then move in with them? Like it would make sense if he came to your city and then lived in your city and y'all dated longer and then moved in together. But
Mm-hmm.
you don't know that person for real. You only can know a
I mean,
person by like spending time with them, embodied time, not phone call time, not FaceTime, embodied time.
I would say like yeah, that's where I mean I offered that, and I would say I more approached the connection as kind of like a friendship. Like I knew the guy and we're talking, and then of course like through conversations you're just like, all right, like this seems like a pretty sound guy, right? Like whenever it came to the vetting process, like I tried to be as thorough as I could be. Um, but my initial offer was like, hey, like, I understand the predicament that you're in whenever it comes to the situation. As a friend, even though I haven't really known you that long, but I don't mind because I've been in that position before whenever I moved to Dallas. Like, I just needed to get away from my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, the person in me was like, hey, I'll offer you my space for however long, because he was already like settled on an apartment, or telling me that he was settled on an apartment and a job. So I was like, hey, like you can utilize my space for a certain amount of time and we can just be friends, and then if you find someone, you find someone. If you don't and you want to pursue this connection, that's perfectly fine. And so now I think I understand exactly what you're saying. Like they may
Mm-mm.
feel as though they're in
Mm-mm.
love with me, but yeah, I
Mm-mm.
understand.
Mm-mm. No, you're talking about something that makes sense on paper, not practice. It's someone that you have romantic interest in. You can't go backwards. Once
Mhm.
the cat's out the bag, the cat's out the bag. If you're seeing somebody romantically, they're not a friend now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's on me though.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I have no further questions. If you don't have any more
No, you're
questions.
good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure you can. I know you wanted to get some sort of closure, so it's best that like when you leave these connections, you like kind of update your models with the right models, because what people tend to do is when they go through bad experiences, they learn the wrong lesson and they close themselves off. You don't want to do that. You want to remain open, but improve your discernment.
Very true. Okay. Oh, actually, one more thing, and then I'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
The whole controlling statement is really eating at me too. Um, in my defense, I don't feel as though I was controlling, but maybe in other senses it may he. Well, I'll just say he called me controlling is because I was questioning him about the whole coworker situation. And with the coworker situation, he didn't know that I was aware that spouses were invited to his little what do you call it? Like the coworkers go out and bond or whatever, a
Mm-hmm.
company event, I guess you could say that. He didn't know that I was aware of that, and I don't mind. Like, you know what I mean? Go find community. You just moved here. Go do whatever you need to do. But upon coming home, I called him and he said, like, hey, like I'm dropping off such and such, dropping off this guy, and then I'm headed home. I did have his location,
Mm-hmm.
and what he told me didn't align with what happened. and I already had like a odd feeling about the coworker, so I just simply asked. I was like, "Hey, like, what actually took place after such and such happened?" And he was not transparent about it. And so, yeah, from then on, he just called me controlling, and I was like, okay, like, I don't know. I was just searching for clarity, and
No, it
I guess you
doesn't.
could say
It doesn't
reassurance in that
sound like
moment.
it. It doesn't sound like it. It gives me another mental model for you that'll help you. Before y'all got together and he moved in, did y'all have any conflict?
Um,
No.
Not to my knowledge,
Right.
no.
Don't ever connect with somebody, enter any kind of like relationships or any kind of contractual agreements until conflict is had.
Okay.
You
Okay.
don't know how they handle conflict. Very important trait that you're looking for is someone who has a willingness to repair. You want to see how they handle like what you're seeing. This is a good way of saying it. What you're seeing when you first meet someone is their ceiling, seeing the best version of themselves. But you also want to see their floor.
Very true.
So when you have
I was.
conflict, you see their floor. How do you treat me when you're dysregulated or upset? Because a person who's good to be with can be upset with you, but then still treat you well, still show respect, even if they're actively mad. If you don't know what their floor is, you need to wait until you get that information.
Understood. I was trying to really measure that because I mean before that situation happened, I did have to address him about a couple other things, and it was always like in the sense of transparency. And so I'm like, okay, like I had to eventually say like if this is not a connection that you want right now, please just let me know because what you're doing and what you're saying isn't reflecting. I tell you that I'm not comfortable with certain things, and this is what I need from you. This is him asking me, well, what do you need from me going forward? I establish what I need, and it's like some way, shape, form, or fashion, the same thing occurs where there's lack of transparency or a fracture in trust, and so.
Yeah, because a lot of times the first mistake was made earlier in the process. You're seeing second order problems from the initial problem. The initial problem was moving in with someone you did not know. Every other problem that occurred after that was due to the first problem. You eliminate that first problem, the other problems don't manifest.
So true. Okay. I feel like I have the answer to these questions, but I'm just continuously searching. But thank you for your time.
No problem, dear. Best of luck to you, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. It's a good little conversation. Probably got like 3 clips out of that, Claw. Low key. Low key. Got about 3 clips out of that one. Yeah. People, if you have any questions pertaining to dating and relationships, any problems that you want my feedback on, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I'll bring you up and we'll solve your issue. If you want my personal attention, if you want clarity on your situation, and also if you want a step-by-step action plan to solve your situation, you can DM me the word coach, and I'll tell you exactly how you can book your coaching call. Chat, was Shorty pressure? She might have been pressure low-key. Low-key, one of the lowest keys, I can't tell because y'all's profile picture is like this big to me. It's booty hole size. Your profile picture is booty hole size. But we coming to Dallas August 14th through the 17th too. So if you want like some personal feedback, we can probably facilitate that. Since the chat is saying that you are pressure. Y'all answer that question quick. Y'all answer that question really quick. Molly, I got bad news for you. CJ been cheating on you. CJ been cheating on you. I thought y'all had an arrangement. CJ was cheating so much, I was like, well, Molly must know. She must have given her blessing. That's what I assume. Was that not the situation? He been sloppy with it. He was just at the World Cup with Shorty. They was on like the kiss cam. So I'm thinking, okay, Molly must be cool with this because this is the World Cup. This shit worldwide. Is there a fee for the coaching call? Yes, Molly, you should get a call. You should definitely get a call. You should definitely get a call. Whoever's asked the question, is there a fee for the coaching? Yes. This is a business. Love, this is a business that I run. So yes. It's a hefty fee for the coaching call. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely there's a fee. A few people have asked me that, and I'm like, some people must think that I just come from money or something. It's like, oh, this guy must like have rich parents and he's on TikTok live and he's bored, so he just helps people for free. Let me clarify things real quick. You're at Sam's Club right now. This live is Sam's Club, okay? I'm the lady in the apron being like, do you want to try these like mini cupcakes? I'm gonna give you a free sample of a mini cupcake. And you try it, you're like, that was good. May I have another? And I'm like, no, you can't. But if you want to buy some, they on aisle 6. Ta-da! That's what this is. That's what this is. These calls are free samples. You like the sample, you buy the real thing. Understood? Does that make sense for everybody? Okay. Do we have any more calls? Again, if you want to take advantage of these free micro calls on this live, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person, and I will bring you up and solve your issue. I would take advantage though. People do pay me quite a bit of money to talk to me, so I would take advantage if I were you.
Keep it to yourself.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
So, I'm actually just joining the live. So, I kind of wanted to first find out like what is actually going on here. Like, are you giving advice?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yep.
okay? So, like from a man's perspective.
Just in general.
Okay. So, there's this guy I've been talking to for years, on and off, on and off, on and off. And I will say, I feel like the guy treats me like shit. And I feel like the guy treats me like shit, though, in comparison to other females that, unfortunately, I know he has dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
But these are people he has dealt with, like, behind my back that were my friends, actually. I'll say that. No personal details. 2 different incidents, 2 different friends, but we all were friends, like, together. And so, but when it comes down to me, now, I see where he's nicer to them. When it comes down to me, it's just not nice. But I've been the one that's always been around, always been nice to him, knows the most about him. But I don't get the same love and respect. And these other women, from what I know of, there's really like no connection.
Okay. What's your question here, love?
So what do you think about that?
No, I need a specific question.
The question is, so what do you think, like, from a man's perspective? That's what I want to know. Like, what do you think?
Okay. When people disrespect you like that, you disrespected yourself first. People are just treating you how you treat yourself.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, you're dealing with a man who is dealing with your friends, and then you know he's dealing with your friends, and you're still dealing with him, so you must be cool with it. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep treating you like this.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay, I get that.
Right.
I get that.
Like if you had a daughter, right, and she was in this situation, what would you tell her?
Oh, for sure, not to deal with them.
Right. So
For
why?
sure.
So why don't you tell yourself that?
I have. I have. I have. And I have, like, not dealt with them for a while. I think it's just, like, what they call, like, a trauma bond because we kind of came up together. Like, it's just the years and stuff invested.
Right.
Like I said, I've known him the longest out of anybody else that he's sold to. There's a lot of, like, I would say trauma bonding, like knowing now backstories of how we both grew up and all those type of things that keep us kind of connected.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a trauma bond. I think there might be some sort of competitiveness going on here. Like you want to be treated better than them. It's an ego boost. Right. When you don't really love yourself that much, you look for external validation to feel better. You know. So it's like if he treats you better than he treats them, it's like, yes, I won. I'm the best. So you want to stay with him until you can make that happen. It's not going to happen because you've already allowed him to disrespect you. So now he looks at you lower than them because they probably don't tolerate that same type of treatment. So the right move would be to just leave this situation alone, kind of unpack why you even allowed yourself to be in that situation. It's not due to a trauma bond. That's not what a trauma bond is. Trauma bond is
What
like where
is
there's
technically a trauma bond?
it's
Because
like
I
a
see people
it's like a
comment
roller
saying it's not a
coaster.
trauma bond.
I get the confusion because people it sounds like, oh, you share trauma with somebody. That's what it sounds like. So people just look at the word and then just kind of use context clues. But trauma bond is essentially like a roller coaster. It's like high highs, low lows. Someone treats you very well and then somebody treats you very shitty, and they keep doing that. They keep doing that, right? So it's not like shared history. It's a dynamic. So yeah, you just gotta love on yourself. More love to where it's like you should be like disgusted by that type of treatment to where you don't even find that person attractive anymore. That's the level that you got to get to. Because if you don't get to that level, you're going to, even if you did break up with him or leave him and stop dealing with him, you'll just find another person to treat you in a similar way. I mean, not in the exact same way, but you'll still tolerate disrespect. So the solution is going to be you changing yourself. It's not you changing the person.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, dear. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Maya, what's happening? What's happening? Just, I don't think people deserve better. I think they deserve exactly what they're getting. So, like, they make that internal shift, then they will deserve better. He said, you know, she answering him when he texts her. I hope not, man. I hope not, but, you know, it is what it is. I had a coworker who was like that a little bit. She was dating this guy who was kind of out of her league. Sometimes people, it's hard for them to lead people like that because being able to have someone like that validates them. So it's like, oh, I must be her if I was able to get him. But if they lose him, then it's like they drop back down. So it's like, no, I need him so I can keep feeling this way, right? And he was dealing with an ex. Like he kept cheating on her. But instead of leaving, she started beefing with the ex. And they started throwing shots at each other on social media. He remained unscathed. Because she was fixated on winning, being the best option, being chosen by this person. Foolish game. Foolish, foolish game. But you'll repeat the same cycles until you learn the lesson. Right? That was the one. Y'all remember the story I said, the other girl said she looked like Michael Jackson? That shit hit. Because she used to contour the fuck out of her nose, man. Her nose was thick. T-bone steak type shit. She used to contour the fuck out of it. Motherfucker was pointing. Had a point to it. Index finger. Could pick a lock with that shit. That's the way she made it look. Michael Jackson. Shorty called her Michael Jackson on IG stories one day. She came in the next day asking us, do I look like Michael Jackson? I just moonwalked out of the conversation. I ain't had the heart to tell her. I didn't have the heart to tell her she was the queen of pop. I didn't have the heart to tell her she was the queen of pop. But indeed she did. She came in with no makeup one day. I thought we had a new hire. She was like, "Morning, Marquette." And who might you be? I don't think I've had the pleasure. Marquette, nice to meet you. How did you know my name? Who told you about me? A lot of makeup, man. A lot of makeup. Filters, all types of shit. I seen her, she was like an IG influencer for a while. I seen her editing a photo and she put fake abs on her stomach. Fake abs. I said, I didn't know Michael Jackson had abs. I don't think I ever seen a stomach. That's off brand, baby. That is off brand. I mean, makeup doesn't change much. I don't know. Yes, it does. Gina, what are you talking about? Makeup doesn't change much? It's to a point. It's to a point. But some people be OD with that shit. You seen birthday makeup? You hug a chick with birthday makeup, your whole fit ruined. Gotta throw the whole fit away. I just be dapping them up. Hey, happy birthday, soldier. Another year around the sun. Congratulations. Whole fit gone. You have a Green Goblin mask on your shirt. You know? She was one of them. Because she had like a lot of blemishes. She had a lot of blemishes that were covered up. And then again, that nose. Nose took up way more real estate than I believed initially. Are you active in the gym? Are you trying to go to the gym? We can go. Where are you trying to go? I'll spot you. How you hide nose mask? 90% of her face. 90%. 90%. Still a cute girl, though. George Foreman ass nose, though. Anyway. Moving on. Do we have another caller? Is Chris coming back up? All right. You're back.
This is just wild to me.
Hello?
Did you mean to come back?
Hello?
No? Okay, I'll take it down.
I don't know how I got back on here.
You're good. I got you, love. Take care. Hold on. Who was that trying to come up? Chris, why didn't you try to come up? You breaking my heart. I was looking forward to that conversation. Don't do that. Don't fake me out like that no more, Chris. I don't like that. I don't like when people get my hopes up. I'm sensitive. I'm a Cancer, after all. What the fuck does this dude want, man? Jesus Christ. I gotta stop. Sometimes I get clients and they're fucking annoying. They're too needy. So you gotta set boundaries. Motherfucker sending me hella screenshots.
Hello?
Yeah.
I don't know why this thing keeps sending requests. Were you talking to me?
You're probably hitting the
Okay.
button unintentionally.
I don't know what's going on. It keeps saying me and another member joining. And I'm like, what?
Oh, no. Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Okay.
All right, love. She sounds fun, though. Like her voice. You can kind of get a person's personality a little bit from their voice. Okay, people, if you have a question or a problem related to, oh no, but I'm saying which part of Dallas. Just DM me. You just DM me, love. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what part of Dallas we're going to be in. It's August 14th through the 17th. That's when we're popping out. We got a question or a problem pertaining to dating and relationships. You can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I'll bring you up and we'll solve your issue. All right? Keep telling y'all take advantage. Some of y'all a little shy. A little shy. It's okay. I need advice for the girl that I love. At first, she was very. It's another thing that annoys me. People ask me for advice. You have to pay. Only time I get free advice is on this live. That's it. Only time. Do not DM me no questions. And respectfully, because I get so many of them, I can't possibly answer everybody. So you gotta pay. Shy isn't bad. Shy isn't bad. That's fine. I get it. Not a lot of people want their business out there, but it's like these problems are hard, right? If they were easy, I wouldn't be in business. You say answer Farrah's question. Who's Farrah? I don't see a Farrah. Oh, how long does it take to build a physical attraction with someone? How long does it take to build a physical attraction with somebody? That should be off rip. A physical attraction? Yeah, that should be off rip. There's a possibility if you become psychologically attracted to somebody and then that warps your perception of them and then you could become more physically attracted. But generally, that's off rip. I just want to yap about psychological things. Come on, it's my favorite subject, love. It's my favorite subject. You can come through. We can talk about it. Presence and character can increase it. Yeah, on the side of the woman. Us men, generally speaking, don't act like that. It's like Mother Nature was looking out for us. Because God designed women to be like, oh, well, if I like his personality and he's attractive enough, yeah. Us men, it's like, I don't care how great your personality is. You'll be a wonderful friend, probably. Like Missy Elliott sounds like a dope person. Love her music. Fantastic rapper. Top 10, actually. Not fucking her, though. Nope. Is it worth it? No, it's not. Not for where I'm sitting, Missy. Not from where I am sitting, unfortunately. But I love the music. Love the music. Keep making that. Keep making that. All right, let's bring Shorty up. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I had put my question onto the chat, but I figured I would just come on and discuss my situation there.
Gotcha.
I've been on a few dates with this woman, and things have been going great. we talk pretty consistently. We have had some really good conversations over the phone, and had some really good dates where conversations have translated into person. To her words, that she and I both feel that we built a very strong emotional connection. But one of our most recent conversations was that I asked, how long does it take to build a physical attraction to someone? And my question is, how long does it take from initially meeting someone to build that physical attraction, and what do you find more integral to maintaining a long-term connection? Is it the emotional, intellectual connection, or physical attraction?
I mean, all of the above. But in terms of priority, it's going to be the psychological and emotional connection, for sure. For sure. Now, in this specific situation, how did you meet this woman?
We so we met online on Facebook dating.
How old are you two?
I am 38. She's 33.
Okay. Facebook dating, huh?
Mm.
A little young to be meeting on Facebook dating. It's an old folks app. What you doing up there? Anyway, so Facebook dating. How long have you been seeing her?
A few weeks now.
Okay, so this is fresh. How many times have you seen her in person?
4 times.
4 times, 4 days. Okay. And why are you asking about physical attraction?
Well, she brought it up in our conversation, asking how long does it take for you to be physically attracted to someone? And for me, I know you had mentioned this in your live. For me, it doesn't take too long to be physically attracted to someone. Like, if I'm interested in you, then that means I'm physically attracted to someone. But it just got me thinking if she might not be physically attracted to me. So I just was wondering.
What makes you connect her question to a possibility of her not being physically attracted to you?
To be perfectly honest, I don't really know right now.
Okay. What are you, like, religious?
Yeah,
What are you?
Christian.
Okay. What is she?
I wouldn't say like she's overly religious, but I know she's talked about her being spiritual.
Gotcha. All right. So, on these 4 dates, did you physically escalate at all? Have y'all kissed or anything like that?
No.
Okay, that's your answer. She's wondering if you like her because you haven't tried to physically escalate and y'all have seen each other 4 times. Normally by now there's a kiss or something that has occurred. A lot of guys get real anxious because they're like, we kind of can view women as like these angels who don't have any kind of insecurities. No, they're human. They're very insecure themselves. And sometimes they gauge a man's interest by how willing he is to physically escalate. So she's obviously, like, y'all met on a dating app, which is based on physical attraction. So unless you misrepresented yourself, odds are she's physically attracted to you. You've been on 4 dates. She's wondering, why has this man not kissed me yet? Or done anything physical? So now she's trying to gauge, like, is he not physically attracted to me? Well, if not, will he become physically attracted to me? Let me ask him, how long does it take you to be physically attracted to somebody? That's what happened.
No, and that's I appreciate that, and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know from the beginning, she and I have both mentioned that, like, in past relationships, that we would just kind of go right off rip. And but one of the things that we've talked about was just kind of like taking our time, because we both want to be in a long-term relationship. However, at the same time, like, I don't want to feel like I'm wasting hers. But more importantly, I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, normally, like, take time, it can mean different things to different people. So some people say that means sex. Some other people say that means commitment. But that does not mean not to physically escalate.
Mm.
Is that something that you have a general discomfort doing?
No, personally I don't. Like, I've had previous experiences where, like, on the second date, we've we've kissed, held hands, all that sort of
Okay.
stuff. But this is
What's
a bit
what's your
different
move?
here.
What's your move? How do you accomplish that?
I mean, yeah, usually it just kind of go with the moment.
Okay.
You
My
just
man.
kind of feel like when there's that tension, I guess you can say.
Okay.
And you can time it.
Right.
Um,
So who initiated the conversation around like taking things slow?
she did.
Okay. So you interpreted that as like, well, let me chill out physically.
That's how you're asking. That's how I interpreted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to a degree, yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's what she meant. She probably meant like commitment. Because a lot of people on dating apps are emotionally unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
You may discover that she is also emotionally unavailable. So she's like, chill out on that girlfriend talk, but we can do some other things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so give that a try. And follow up with me and see if my hypothesis was correct.
I got you.
All right, brother. Best
I
luck to you.
appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Edwin, what the fuck you talking about? Boy, Edwin, you look like an Edwin. I ain't gonna lie to you. She's not physically interested. You just missed the whole speech, huh? Yours. Let's see if yours connects. It's that Boost Mobile again. I told y'all about Cricket and Boost Mobile. What else do we got? Again, people, if you have a dating and relationship question or a problem, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue. Guaranteed. Also, if you want coaching, if you want clarity over your situation, if you want a step-by-step action plan so you know exactly what to do next in your specific situation, DM me the word coach and I'll send you a link to book a call. Okay?
Hello.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Chilling,
So,
bro.
my name is Anthony, and
Okay.
I'm 18. I just like kind of graduated high school.
Nice.
All right. So, me and my ex-girlfriend, we had broke up July 7th.
Okay.
She broke up with me, but I would say it was like on pretty good terms.
Okay.
So, like, honestly, like as of right now, I'm like struggling with I'm just like conflicted right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna like start from the beginning on like how it even got to like the point of us breaking up.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so like I'll say like June 25th. I would say I had a track meet that day, and I just want to text her this one day.
Mm-hmm.
And normally like she just texts back fast, her normal joyful self and or whatnot. I would say. And so this day I had text her. She took about like 4 hours to respond. So I'm thinking, what in the world she doing?
Right.
So this goes on for like a little while, and one of the times I had said something about it, and she told me she was busy. So that time I didn't say much of anything about it. I was like, oh, you busy? Okay.
Right.
Now this one time I was at work. I'm a crew lead at my job, so it's like a lot of stress on me. I was having a bad day, and I had shot her a text, and once again she took a little while to respond back.
Right.
And one of the biggest parts I would say I messed up right here is I kind of texted her like a huge paragraph, throwing up the cheating allegations, and I messed up big time right there it was like for no reason. I don't know, but in like we had a little talk, a big talk, and in that conversation we touched base on a lot of things, and she was right on some parts, I was right on some parts, but overall it wasn't about that. She told me that my expectations were like a little unrealistic, and how I can't expect her to text back every hour of the day, because like we graduated, we're going on to the next part of our life, and I would have to be okay with that because like that's what adults do. They micromanage. That's what she said. And to an extent, she was correct. So I take that into account, and I moved on from it. We took a little small break. Now after that, we had one of the date, really awkward. After that, really awkward. It kind of warmed up a little bit at the end, but a week later we had another date, and it was a little picnic date, and that was like the most awkward date. It was even more awkward than when we first started dating. It was terrible. So on that date, we didn't really talk about nothing. I was trying to keep I was trying my best, but nothing was going on. She wasn't responding to nothing. We was watching a movie on my phone, and out of the blue, she had stopped it, and she started talking, and she cried a little bit, asking me how could I accuse her of being unfaithful. And honestly, I feel like my biggest mess up was like not doing anything. I had nothing to say. I just said I'm sorry. That's all I did. And I feel like that was like the day she had made up her mind that this wasn't gonna work. After that, we didn't break up. Obviously, we didn't break up. We still went on. It was just like slow. It wasn't like the ideal relationship I was looking for, but I was just still going along with it. And July 7th comes up. It caught me off guard because like that day we was like talking about going on dates and stuff, what we were finna do.
Right.
And then like around like 9, she calls me out of the blue, and that's normal. She calls me sometimes. And pretty much in that conversation when she had called me, she broke up with me. She told me that she felt like she wasn't what I needed, and she wasn't what I needed. And I was confused because literally earlier, like 2 hours earlier, we was talking about where we were finna go on a date. So it just really caught me off guard. So like ever since then, I just been just like thinking hard, and I kind of I came up with a few things. I had realized that I've just been doing like a lot of research, and I realized that I was like the anxious attached type of person, and she was the avoidant type. Kind of realized that. And we had like one final talk for closure, and we pretty much talked about everything. After that talk, I just did some more research. I realized that like I just wasn't the ideal type of guy that she was looking for, because I made several like big mistakes. Like honestly, I'm going blank right now. So I'm just let you like do what you're supposed to. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You're good, brother. So what's the specific question that you have for me?
You said what?
What's the specific question that you have for me?
So as of right now, I like I told you, I'm really conflicted right now. For one day, I feel like I'm just gonna leave her alone. The next day, I feel like I want to text her. Obviously, I can't fight my feelings. I do want her back. Like I just don't know what I should do.
Okay. How long were y'all together?
8 months.
Okay.
8 months.
At what point in that 8-month connection did you notice she started acting differently?
What month? The 7th month, June.
Okay.
That was the day. That was the day everything flipped, because the day before that everything was good, normal. I saw no signs. Everything was good, but like that day, that was when everything switched. That was June. Yeah, it was that day.
Did anything significant happen around that time?
Honestly, like before the big argument, nothing. Like not that I know of. It was just like she. I do gotta say this though. She did kind of tell me that I was doing certain things, and she felt like she felt like she couldn't keep up, and that like tension was building and stuff. And honestly, I could go on and on about the things I did, but I don't have all the time in the world to do that, so I won't. But
What specifically did she say, like behaviorally, that you were doing that she had
so
complaints around?
it's like really confusing. I figured out a bunch of things myself, but like on that when we had talked on the phone about closure, I pretty much did majority of the talking about my mistakes. But she said much. She didn't really say much of anything. I tried to ask her when did she start feeling like she didn't want this to continue, and she just didn't really have much of anything. I did realize that when she called me that night, July 7th, she already had her mind made up. She didn't
No,
look
when did she tell you that she felt like she couldn't keep up? When did that conversation occur?
So that happened like 2 days after we had broke up.
Okay. And she didn't elaborate?
Not much at all.
Gotcha. Okay. When things were good, how much time did y'all spend together?
I mean, to be honest, my parents. I don't have a car. I don't have a car. She does have a car. She's fortunate to have a car. So I don't. I moved a while ago, but I still come back down because of school and work. We spend a lot of time together, like a lot of time.
Give me like an average, like weekly average. How many times
Weekly
per week?
average, at least 2 days.
Okay. And how
At
frequent?
least 2 days.
Gotcha. How frequently did y'all talk?
We talked like before everything happened. We talked every day.
Okay.
At least said something to each other at least once a day.
Okay. And when did you graduate high school in this whole experience? Like, was it around month 7?
May 21st.
So what number month would that be in the 8-month connection?
That would have been month 6, I believe. Yeah, month 6. Nah, either 7 or 6. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah, 6. I'm gonna go with 6.
So what were her plans after graduating high school?
So we both plan on going to college, but she had wanted to go to college, go to KSU for computer science, and it was to become. Honestly, I'm blanking right now. It was.
Were y'all planning?
Cybersecurity. It was for
I don't,
cybersecurity.
yeah, I don't care. I don't care what she was going for. It's just what was she? So were y'all going to different colleges?
Yeah, we were.
Okay, like far apart.
About an hour, because it's both in Georgia, but like just about an hour.
Gotcha. Yeah, the timing is suspicious, brother. When I answer these questions, I always want to establish a timeline because I want to see the sequence of events.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you if anything significant happened. There was something that significant that happened. Y'all graduated high school.
Yeah.
She's planning for her future. She's not busy at 18.
No one is.
No. So by saying you're busy, that's an excuse. It's one thing to say like have an excuse and it's like a logical one. Once you hear a bullshit excuse, you're not hearing the real situation, obviously. So more than likely, she wanted to go have a college experience. And y'all weren't together long enough to justify trying to keep this connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like high school sweethearts are a real thing, but usually they're like multi-year relationships before they graduate high school. So you met this woman your senior year. So yeah, she's trying to have the most likely scenario is that she's trying to have a college experience without any kind of relationship holding her back. She's not trying to like enjoy her college experience and then also be concerned about you simultaneously. So what you witnessed is like emotional distancing happening before she fully ripped the Band-Aid off. And then she used the cheating scenario as a justification to rip the Band-Aid off. People
Yeah,
usually
literally.
don't.
Once I
People
said
usually
that,
don't. Yeah,
like,
people
I was like
usually.
her main
Hold on, bro.
focus.
Hold on.
That was all she was talking about.
Hold on, brother. People usually do not break up off of one cheating accusation, especially at 18. Especially at 18. It's an argument, but it ain't like, I couldn't be with someone who could ever think I'd cheat, so I must leave. That don't, 18-year-old ain't thinking like that. So that was just a justification to go ahead and end the relationship. Okay.
Okay.
So doesn't sound like you did anything wrong. Like, did you do everything perfectly? No. But there was nothing like tremendously wrong that you did that ended the connection. So you can like take peace knowing that this swap you out with another dude, same thing happens. Okay.
Okay.
But we've all been there, brother. I know it hurts right now. It's normal. It's going to suck for some time. But time heals all. Eventually, this will just become a memory. And you will have no emotion around it. You will meet other women. You will have your own college experience. You're going to meet a number of amazing people wherever you go. Way more friends, way more women that you may have some interest in. You might meet your wife there. Who knows? A lot of people do. So be sad for now, right? And then start moving forward with your life because it's going to be a bright one, all right?
All right.
All right, big dog. Keep me posted with how things go, though, okay?
All right. I appreciate it.
No problem, Chief. You take care.
You too.
What time is it? All right, no more calls. We'll end on a positive note. But if you do have a question, you can drop it in the chat. I'll answer it there. Bro, please touch on the spark guy. What do you want to know? He too nice and innocent. He's 18, bro. Supposed to be kind of innocent at 18. I'm not taking any more calls tonight, people. Don't even attempt. If you would like to talk on the live again, you can call in tomorrow at noon Eastern time. That's when I'll be live again, taking calls. He has a bright future, especially for doing the work research to better understand. Right. The anxious attachment hit home. I bet. We're going to get you right, though. When I come out there to Dallas. He ain't all that innocent, probably. He just ain't expect her to do that before he could. No, when I say innocent, I don't mean perfect. I'm using innocent in the word like green, naive, because he's 18. You fed up with calls already? I'm not fed up with calls. I typically end calls at 10:45 my time. Calls were fine. But 15 minutes out, I'm not trying to get a long call to have me here overtime. Sometimes someone to come in, it's like a 30 to 40 minute call, and it's like, yeah, I should have charged for this. I should have charged for this one. Chris, you can DM them. I'm not bringing anybody else up for calls. How to spot the difference between someone who is emotionally unavailable and being an introvert? How are you connecting emotional unavailability and being an introvert? How are they connected? I can tell you a few calls you should have charged. They'll be taking advantage of me, Maya. They'll be taking advantage. I'm too nice, I suppose. How do you find the middle ground being spark and safety? You just give the moment what it requires. You're not trying to like balance it. It's not a balancing act. It is a calibration. You know? So you always lead with spark. You don't lead with safety. See, when you lead with safety and you follow up with spark, it confuses the woman. She feels like something is off and that you misrepresented yourself. And then that's when you get that creep label. You come in all nice, like you're not romantically or sexually interested in her, and it's like your buddy. And then on the back end of that, you're like, that ass is fat though. She'll be like, ew, creep, right? I'm gonna always lead with spark. You got to make the connection like man to woman. Like it's clear that you're a man interested in her as a woman. You know? So you lead with that type of energy. Then you can follow up with safety. When safety is called for. So when there's a point of connection, you connect. If there's a time for you to be vulnerable, you're vulnerable. If there's a time where you need to be a masculine container, which is essentially holding space for whatever emotional experience she's having, you do that. It's just calibration. It's just what is the right move for this. What's the right move for this situation? Is it good to argue often in the beginning of a relationship? It's not good. It depends on the situation. What are y'all arguing about, and what is often? What's the best way to approach your partner that shuts down during difficult combos? Are you trying to have that difficult combo in real time? So like when you have an issue and you want to bring it up, you want to talk to them about it right then and there? Is that how it's playing out? I need more context. We argue every other week. We both have different cultural backgrounds. What kind of things are y'all arguing over? That's important. It could be a compatibility issue. You don't necessarily have to be perfectly compatible. Compatibility is just a measurement of how much friction is going to be in this relationship. Where's Shorty supposed to be clarifying? You should make them thumbs work faster, baby. Clarify your situation. What kind of things are y'all arguing about? Before I lose interest. I'm gonna be out of here in 8 minutes. Gotta move fast. Do you think people give religion too much power in a relationship? No. Nope. Nope. I'm a Christian, so you know. So I don't think they give it enough power from a Christian perspective. All the game is in the Bible, man. Listen, all these self-help books y'all be reading, they take that shit right from the Bible. It's all in there. All of it. All these new neuroscience findings is right in the Bible. Just using it to gauge you. Are you a Christian as well? I'll call in tomorrow. Yeah, JC gonna take care of me. Facts. Facts. I like looking at like what words in the Bible mean for real. You ever hear like people say, I've seen women being like, he who finds a wife is a good thing. So the man should be looking. Nope. That's incorrect. In that context, the word find means to discern. It means to discern. So that means it's the man's role to notice a woman, to be able to discern if she is a wife or if she is not one. Not that he should be seeking. So it's a fun little pastime. All right, what kind of last minute questions do we have? We have strong sexual chemistry. We argue about how I should discipline my son. What's your son doing? You got a baby kid at the crib? What's your son doing? That's a constant. How old is your son? And what is he doing that requires discipline? At what point does adapting to the moment become you abandoning yourself to maintain attraction? The things that you do should be connected to your values. A lot of people who are too malleable, too changeable, chameleon-like, if you will, don't have a strong sense of self. There's no identity that has been forged. They adapt too much to the moment. You should be rooted in your values, in your sense of self, so you can adapt to the moment within that range. But there's borders around your identity. So it's like you don't over adapt to a situation. Proverbs holds a lot of wisdom, right? Soft AF, no spine. What are you talking about? Oh, I get what you're talking about. Never mind. I literally forgot what I just said. My apologies. Why do you think dating is so difficult these days? I have an idea, but would like to see your thought. It's very complicated, love. Of course, you would ask that a couple of minutes before I log off. There's many different variables. So like a lot of problems that people have is they think that there's one reason why something occurs. No, there's typically multiple contributing factors. Big one is that we are hyper connected. It's too many options. People tend to not want to commit, both men and women, by the way. Even people who say they want to commit, they think they want to commit, but then when it's time to commit, they don't commit. Happens all the time. So when you commit, you eliminate potential. And when you're hyper connected, when you're in a global marketplace, people are dating people on other continents, you're eliminating all those potential options. So you rather keep the fantasy, the potential fantasy in your head, as opposed to committing to the reality in front of you. That's a big contributing factor. We're also dating more now than we ever have historically. Some people will go on more dates in a year than people just a few decades ago went in their entire lifetime. And we're in a low trust marketplace. So you're dating more people and you're experiencing more pain in the process, more heartbreak in the process. And the body keeps the score. And that has the unintended effect to make you guarded. People also are not discerning and have zero wisdom. Example, woman gets into a situationship, sleeps with one man consistently, hoping that she won't catch feelings. You will. You're designed to. Oxytocin is released when you climax. That is the bonding chemical. It's the same chemical that is released during childbirth and plays a big part of you bonding with your baby. You can't help it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You can't will yourself out of it. You can't help it. It's quite literally how you were designed. You don't want to do that. You don't want to acknowledge that fact. So you do it anyway. And then you get hurt. And you do it again. Then you get hurt. And then you do it again. And then you get hurt. You get hurt so much that you don't want to be hurt no more. So you harden your heart and you build up these big walls. And then when you connect with someone who possibly can give you a good connection, you run from it because you don't want to be hurt no more. People just do it over and over and over and over and over again. Do men experience something similar when intimate with their partner? Not through sex. I mean, there's still an effect, but we bond through vasopressin. So it's like spending time with you and doing things for you and that kind of shit. That's what kind of bonds us. It's kind of like time spent. You know? So, yeah, it's just people moving in an unwise way. That makes sense. I think it's lame to date to get something out of someone and not be interested. Yeah, a lot of people are dating transactionally now because there's a lot of people like myself giving advice, but not all advice is equal. A lot of people giving advice are giving you black and white advice, and then they're making you worse people in the process. So they're training you to be transactional in the way that you date. They create a zero-sum game, which means one party wins, the other party loses. So you have men coaching men, making content for men that is oriented towards the man winning and the woman losing. And then you have women making content for women or coaching women oriented around the woman winning and the man losing. So you got both of these people using their strategies on one another. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. That's where you get stupid shit like the man should love the woman more. No, the woman should love the man more. People who are a bit more developed don't even think in terms of who loves who more. It's a fear-based thought form. So I get exhausted with this shit frequently. Hearing people give advice, and I'm like, that's terrible advice to give somebody. Terrible, terrible, terrible. People don't like nuance. They don't. They do not. They do not. Because people want certainty. So what's going to appeal to them more is someone giving them a black and white rule than someone like me coming out and being like, well, it depends. In this situation, that's good. In this situation, that's bad. Ah, fuck, that's too complicated. No. The woman should never pay for a date. Like they want the black and white thing so they can move on. It's called being a cognitive miser because your brain kind of eats up a lot of energy when you got to constantly think. And they want to conserve energy. So they're like, just give me a rule. And I'm just going to do that. I'm certain I'm not cooking the most in my next relationship. Are you married? No. No certainty, high anxiety. That's another thing I disagree with. Anxiety is not a bad thing. People trying to get rid of anxiety. It's a normal thing to have happen. You got to change your orientation to the anxiety. People are being trained to think that anxiety, bad feeling, anxiety, bad, get rid of it. So then people walk around saying, I have anxiety. Yeah, we all do. All of us do. Everyone does. You're not special. And they apply the same rule for everyone and everything. Right. 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 Hence, I make the content that I make. Not many people out there are speaking from the perspective that I speak from. For real, you're the only one I never felt you taking a side. You always lead your advice based on the facts given to you. I appreciate it, Jeannie. Yeah, I don't take sides. It's just what's true, what's false. I try to create advice that leads to a win-win scenario, not a win-lose scenario. Even when I was just talking to men, it was still based on win-win. I never told men any kind of like manipulative strategies or anything like that. All right, is that all the questions? Are y'all satisfied for this evening? You full? You about to unbuckle the pants? That was a lot. That was delicious. Do you believe that physical attraction has to be there for a relationship to happen? And you're not here begging for gifts? Right, that's a terrible business model, begging for gifts. It's not sustainable. Do you believe that physical attraction has to be there for a relationship to happen? Yeah, there has to be some degree of it. Like, looks do matter. They just don't matter as much as men think. But they certainly do matter. Plus, looking better just improves the quality of your life. So it's like, you should do what you can to look better. That goes for everybody. Get in that gym. Get in that gym. CJ, I know you're not saying pause. Y'all want to know what CJ posted on his story today? He said he was ready to go round 3 with Isaiah Rashad. He wanted to go 3 rounds with Isaiah Rashad. He's seen him in concert twice. He has a 3rd concert going on. CJ said, I'm ready for round 3. And I told him, being ready to go 3 rounds with Isaiah Rashad, given what we know about him, is wild. Crazy phrasing of a sentence. I didn't know he was like that. Who, CJ? Oh yeah, you ain't know? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Y'all gotta embrace CJ though, man. Don't judge him. I love Rashad down to the mixtapes. Not my stilo. I don't really listen to him. How do you pronounce your name? Miyalo? Is that it? Mark only like born rappers like Drake. Hey, that's the GOAT. Talk about my GOAT like that, man. Miyalo? Did I do it? Oh, Maya. Is it Maya? Maya Loren? That's a dope ass name. Maya, you got another Maya here. No, I've listened to Isaiah Rashad before. I know he can rap. It's just not someone I listen to often. Put it that way. I think I like new Maya Moore. You hear that, Maya? Light skin Maya? OG Maya? Jesus Christ. Now we got to differentiate. OG Maya. You see what Cedar just said about you? That's crazy. That's crazy. You gotta put the pause on it when we get to Dallas. Exactly. He forgetting Maya popping out to the B&B in Dallas, so it's like she gonna have to see him. You gotta catch the fade real quick. All right, people. I'm gonna hop off. Again, if you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll be live again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. If I did not get to your question today, I'll get to it tomorrow. If you want to watch the replays of these lives, you can check me out on YouTube. It's at The Signal Dating. Link in bio for that. If you want coaching, DM me the word coach, and I'll send you a link to book your coaching call. And that's it. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.